Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video we're hopping into the very first arena that has released on OPTC Global, that is Arena Kamazo. So in today's video I do have 5 teams for you guys. Now this particular piece of content is actually fairly hard. It is built for obviously BigMom versus Kaido and their batch. So if you guys have them, you are going to have a pretty good time. But if you don't, I do have 5 teams that will hopefully help you guys out in this particular video today. Now, as you guys know with my teams, I do like to chop and change units and try and show you guys as many different options as possible. It may not be the most optimal team, but that may be because I've used a unit on a different team. So feel free to chop and change units where you can. The notable units for this particular content, Legend Pudding is very, very good. Coliseum Hody is very, very good for this content. And obviously sort of building the team around a BigMom friend captain is going to help you guys out significantly. But let's take a look at the teams that I have put together for you guys in this video today. So the first team we're going to talk about is the Super Type Blackbeard team. So this team actually works very, very well with a friend BigMom. Unfortunately, though, we do have the limited rare recruit Yasop on this particular team, but as I mentioned, you could replace him with Pudding and then replace Nami with the free-to-play Horde unit. That should work fairly well, and then hopefully you guys just can get the damage output. As you guys will see with my run, I managed to just do a little bit extra damage with BigMom and with Blackbeard after, like, as I don't kill them on the first turn before the res. So this team did work very, very well. Jinbei is another very, very good unit for this particular Coliseum as well. Sorry, this arena, as he can remove the defensive effects on stage 4. The next team we're going to talk about is the Double Roger team. This team did work, but I do not recommend it. I imagine you could probably build a better team around Roger with a friend BigMom. You're probably going to need Queen or something like that, just to get the chain lock. But with this team, it is pretty whale-centric. We are using limited rare recruit Kuzan as well as limited rare recruit Lucy to remove the bind, the special bind, and the defensive effects. We do have the support of our Lucci on Pudding, as there is, you can't use a color affinity on the final stage, so that is something to note as well. On to the next team now, we are using our Shanks Crew, my boy, always clearing content with Shanks Crew, and a friend BigMom. This team actually worked very, very well, was very, very safe. You do need to use a friend BigMom, and having the support of Rayleigh on our Luffy Sanji is very, very essential. The next team, we were using the Halloween Slashers. Now, this team actually functioned really, really well. The idea of this team is to utilize rainbow orbs and then just use the carryover effects from stage 4 into stage 5, so you don't actually have to even worry about using a special on the final stage. That way you don't actually have to get around the special bind. We're just going to use Yasop to remove the bind. You could probably replace Yasop with another unit that can remove bind but also has the immunity to special reverse. Someone like the Nami on this particular team you could probably use, as this team has so much damage. The final team is the most optimal team that I can build, as your boy is still missing King. We are using Whitey base support on the free-to-play Shanks. That's how we're getting around the bind as well as the special reverse. And then we have Buggy to remove the special bind. So they're the teams for you guys. As I mentioned, using a double BigMom with the Batch and Nami Shinobu works very, very well, as you can't use color affinity on the final stage, and there is a mechanic where he wipes away all your orbs and he locks them as empty. So trying to abuse the effect of Semla, Rainbow, or Wano orbs like we are doing with all of these teams is the easiest way to get around that. But that's enough about the teams. Let's hop into the new arena and let's take on Arena Kamazo. Alright, so for team number 1, we are using the Double Rodin team. Now, as mentioned in the intro, this is a pretty whale-centric team, but I did just want to show off the fact that Roger and Odin just still out here getting shit done. So on stage 3 we come up against Toko. Toko has that 4 perfect hit barrier. If you don't kill Toko on the first turn, she puts up a threshold, which you're about to see actually, because I just didn't kill her. She puts up a threshold, which is for everyone, and they have 99 turns of auto heal, which is a little bit annoying. But the enemies, they don't do too much damage, so you don't really have to worry too much. So if you do cop that threshold, don't worry about it too much. You can just sort of like tap your way through it. I guess sort of like killing the units in the front would be a little bit more beneficial, as Toko's just going to keep healing, and as you guys saw there, I just didn't have the damage to take her out. So I am going to now focus on these guys in the front here. You can easily focus on these guys in the front here and then just like stall out the threshold. Like I said, Toko, she doesn't do too much damage, and that threshold's not too massive. So you can sort of just like take your time on this stage, get your stalling, get your specials up, and then move on to the next stage after that. So Just going to keep hitting out perfects here. Fortunately, I don't think I have the full barrier pin on my Kuzan. So we do have 2 limited rare recruits on this particular team, which is what makes it so whale-centric, I guess. The limited rare recruit Kuzan sort of is a must. I did try to do this exact same team with Jinbei, but because you don't have the orb boost for Jinbei because he's a fighter or powerhouse unit, it does make things a little bit tricky, especially on that final stage with the 45 million HP that Kamazo actually has. So that is something a little bit tricky to get around. But with the Kuzan, he's a free spirit, so it works really, really well. On the next stage, we come up against Zoro and Gukimaru. They put up 5 turns of defense up and damage reduction. They're going to give us a full board of block orbs, and they despair our captains for 2 turns. So the beautiful thing about bringing Roger is Roger can just remove the despair, and then with his super typing, we can actually give ourselves a full board of matching slots. Then we can use the Kuzan special to remove the defensive effects. We do get a nice little heal there, so that's why stalling against Toko isn't an issue. Then we can use our boy Odin to get a massive orb buff. We can then use our Roger special to extend the orb buff and get an attack boost. And then we can use our Pudding special to actually stockpile the Roger special. So once we stockpile the Roger special, we're basically good to go now. We are going to focus our shots onto Zoro first, take him out easy peasy, as you can see, as we do have color affinity with the special from Kuzan as well. So moving into the final stage against Kamazo now, we still have that orb buff from our boy Odin, which is very, very handy, but Kamazo is actually going to give us 8 turns of bind on our top and middle row, as well as 5 turns of special bind. That is going to go down to 5 turns with sockets, and as you guys saw there, I do have the Lucci support on my Pudding. That's going to give me a 1.5 times color affinity booster for my shooter units, mainly that Alkaji unit. So once we've done that, we get the 3 times attack boost with the stockpile effect from Pudding, and we get our special cooldowns. We can then use our limited rare recruit Lucy special to remove the special bind and the bind, and then we're just going to attack. Now, you do want to make sure that you do finish off your attacks with that Kuzan and hit your perfect, so you do get up to the 2.5 times chain multiplier. Start your attacks with Pudding, because Pudding doesn't get a orb buff on this particular team, even though she is getting the color affinity and the attack boost. Have to go full concentration mode here. And boom. Literally just with that last special from Kuzan, we just have the damage here. And as I mentioned in the beginning, this is not the most optimal team. I just wanted to show you guys that it actually is doable with Rodin, as every content is. Once you do kill Kamazo, he does res and gives you 2 turns of bind on your bottom row, and he puts up damage nullification. But what we can actually do here is we can use the amazing special. Shout out to Pappy. I'm actually going to sit here and watch this special. Shout out to Pappy. I'm actually going to make him watch this, because I told him I shout him out. That we're watching the special. What you can do here is, on the res, you can literally just use your Roger special. And with that, you can just wipe out Kamazo. Now, you could probably replace Pudding with another int unit that gives you cooldowns, I imagine. And then just stall out the negate damage and then try and do damage there. But with the 45 million HP pool, without bringing color affinity, too much color affinity, it is a little bit tricky, even with the Roger and Odin combo. So moving into the next team now, we are using the Halloween Slashers. Now, the downside to using someone like Law is stalling. So the beautiful thing about this particular piece of content is once we actually get to the Toko stage, we have, actually that doesn't matter, I'm not going to attack. We have plenty of time to stall, as she has an auto heal mechanic as well as a barrier. So because she has a 99 turn barrier, we can actually just sit here and we can actually just stall for days. Once she puts up that threshold, it actually works in our favor, because we can just sit here and just let our specials do the work for us while she throws attacks at us. Unfortunately, fortunately, Law would normally throw all that damage back at Toko, but because she has that barrier, she's actually not taking any damage, which is really, really handy for us to get enough cooldowns to make sure that we have our Halloween Slashers specials by the next turn. That is very, very important. We do want to have our specials ready moving into the next turn, as we do want to use all of their carryover effects moving into the final stage against Kamazo. So once we get our Shirashiri down to about 2 turns, because we're going to need her special on the next turn as well, we are then going to move on. So we got one more turn here. Let's try and actually farm some orbs, make things a little bit easier for us. Hopefully we don't get shafted. And let's see how we go. Boom. Okay, we got shafted hard. We got shafted real hard on the orbs here. So, lucky for us, the Halloween slashers actually have barrier pen, which means that we can actually get a ton more damage against Toko, and I actually missed it perfect there. And then when she attacks us, we can throw some damage back. Now, I should have killed there, but I'm the spoon, as you guys know. And because her auto healing kicks in first, I just didn't have the damage to kill her there. So, it is what it is. We'll kill her now. Oh, no, we won't, because that Mihawk doesn't have max barrier pen. Alright, now that Toko's dead, we can move on to stage 4, and now this is where things get a little bit fun. So, on stage 4, we come up against Zoro and Gukimaru with their 5 turns of defense up and damage reduction. They give us a full board of block orbs, as well as locking those orbs. Now, Law's really great because he can remove this despair, just like Roger does. And then what we can do is we can switch with our Shirashiri, use our Shirashiri special to get a full heal if we need it, as well as give us a full board of orbs through the block orbs. Then we can use our Jinbei special. Jinbei's going to remove the defense up and the damage reduction. Now, what we want to do on this first turn is we actually just want to put a few pot shots into these units here. They don't actually do anything on the second turn. I think, Zoro has a counter mechanic after turn 1, but that's fine because we're going to wipe him out on the next turn anyway. We can also take advantage of the reflection damage that Law provides as well, but once we get to the second turn and Zoro puts up his counter ability, we can switch back into our Shirashiri to get a full board of rainbow orbs. We can use our Magello special. Magello is going to lock our orbs. We can then use our Mihawk special for an attack boost. We can then use our Law special for a orb boost, and then we can use our Shanks special for a chain boost and color affinity to our cerebral and our slasher units. Because we're using Yasop on this particular team, he's the only special we're going to need on the next turn. So what we can actually do here, just with all of our buffs, as long as we manage to hit our 3 perfects, holy moly, that would have been real bad. As long as we hit our 3 perfects, we can get the carryover effect from Mihawk to get the 2.25 times attack boost, as well as the 2.5 times attack boost and 2.5 times orb boost. Once we get into the stage against Kamazo and he turns into a Psy unit, we can literally just use our Yasop special, as he's immune to special reverse, to remove the bind, as well as give us cooldowns, but we don't have to worry about the cooldowns at all. Then what we can do is, I was actually meant to use the tap timing bonus of Mihawk there. We're going to use the tap timing bonus of Mihawk now. I know we have normal attacks only, but I really just want the super typing to be available for us. And then we can attack. We're going to start with Jinbei because he's not a cerebral unit. And then we're going to hit with our other cerebrals after that. And as you can see, this team has so much damage against Kamazo. Obviously, being a mono in team, it's definitely going to have that. But once we do kill Kamazo and he does have the res, we are going to struggle to take him out on the next turn. So we are just going to pass a turn here because he does have nullified damage. And then he is going to hit us. Once he does hit us, he does do extra damage. So we are going to take quite a bit of but with the super typing of Law, we can actually use that on the next turn to get a heal back. Now, on the third turn against Kamazo, he actually gives us Hunger. So Hunger can be a little bit annoying, but with this particular team, as Kamazo only comes back with 255k, we can just take him out just using normal attacks after we've stored out the bind. So make sure you do have max sockets for this particular team as well, as we can just take him out just easy peasy after that. So that was the Halloween Slasher team. It actually works very, very well, and abusing the Rainbow Orb mechanic from Shirashiri works excellently. Moving on to the next team now, we are using the hybrid Super type Blackbeard with versus BigMom team. Now, this team is a little bit more of a stallier team, as you do want to sort of build up all of Blackbeard's specials, but it's really not that, oh my god, hit your perfect stump. But it's really not that big of a deal because you can sort of farm out the recovery and T&D orbs as well for BigMom's versatility. Man, I missed a perfect and I couldn't kill there. That's so annoying. But as you can actually see with my run, I have actually had very bad luck with getting recovery orbs or T&D orbs, and I actually don't have my BigMom's special available to me, which is just versatility available to me, so which is very, very annoying. Now, unfortunately, I did miss one of my perfects, so I'm actually going to have to stall on Toko, but with this particular stage, you don't actually have to stall. Actually, I could use the versatility of BigMom here. Or, I don't have an orb on BigMom, so I'm just going to pass another turn. Because I didn't have my versatility up, I just wanted to try and stall out as well. But with Blackbeard, you just need to, if you get a good, roll on the early stages with the turtles and stuff, you can do it quicker, but this team is more centric around stalling. Now, Yasop down the bottom, you can easily replace with Legend Pudding if you have Legend Pudding. Yasop, obviously being a limited rare recruit, is a little bit harder to attain. But he does work very, very well for this particular piece of content, as he is immune to special bind and special reverse. Not that the special reverse matters too much, but the main thing is he's immune to special rewind. He gives bind removal, and he gives you cooldowns. And then I guess you could replace Nami with someone like Legend Chopper or someone like that. I imagine that would work absolutely fine. On this to stage 4 against Zoro and Gukimaru, as you guys know, he puts up 5 turns of defense up and damage reduction. They give us 2 turns of Gloom and a full board of Block Orbs. This is where the support of Lafitte on our Blackbeard is actually very, very handy, as he can remove 2 turns of Gloom, and we can get past that easy peasy. What we want to do on this particular stage here is we want to use our Jinbei special. That way we can remove the defensive effects. Then we can use our Big Mom special to give us an attack boost. And the carryover orb effect for the second turn, because we're actually going to need 2 turns to take out both Zoro and Gukimaru. So once we've used the special of Big Mom, we can use the verse ability to turn all of the orbs into Semler slots. I can't say that word. Struggle so hard. Semler slots. And then we can just hit our perfects to get the carryover effect of the orb boost. Now, like I said, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to kill both Gukimaru and Zoro, but we are going to get pretty damn close. So on that second turn, after we do take out Zoro and Gukimaru, we can use the Magello special to lock our Semler orbs that we did hang on to with the orb lock that they do provide. Because we did hit our 4 perfects, I think it is, with Kaido Big Mom, maybe actually 3. Because we hit our 3 perfects with Kaido and Big Mom, we can get the carryover effect of the orbs. And with that, we can take out Zoro very, very easily. Ooh, we managed to get a crystal chest. Let's go. On to the final stage against Kamazo. He does have 45 million HP, and we are relying solely on our boy Blackbeard to be doing all the damage. So be very, very mindful of your Blackbeard. Make sure that he is limit break. Mine isn't limit break plus, but if he is, it would help out a lot more. If you have a lot of cotton candy, that it's going to help you guys out too. But as you guys will see in this run, it isn't overly essential. What we want to do on this stage is we are going to use our special of what's his name? Yasop. So Yasop can remove the bind and give the cooldowns for our time skip Nami. We can then use our time skip Nami special to remove the special bind. We can then use Blackbeard to get the 4 times attack boost and orb boost for himself. And then because we've used 3 specials, we can actually use our page 1 special to get a 3.25 times chain lock, which is very, very handy. And with that, we are just going to just hit all of our perfects. Even though Blackbeard is the one focusing all the damage, he doesn't have the exact amount of damage to take out Kamazo. Wow, okay, that didn't work. It worked for me in the past. I might have done my taps in the wrong order. Honestly, I don't think it's going to matter too much. Because once you kill Kamazo, he does bind all of our bottom row. And I think we're still going to have enough damage to take him out just with our 2 captains. Yeah, easy peasy. So even if you don't have the damage on that first turn, as long as you get him very, very close to death, you're going to be okay. So once Kamazo does res, he does have the 1 turn of damage null. But what we can actually do with Super Type Blackbeard is we can actually use the Super Type special to remove that, as he removes 1 turn of all defensive effects. And then we can just attack. And I think even with the hunger debuff, we should be able to kill. Nope, okay. Well, we're going to have to take him out on the next turn. That's fine. He does give us the extra damage, but then after that, he doesn't do anything at all. And as you guys will see here, we can easily just take him out with our Jinbei unit. So, Super Type Blackbeard does it quite well, as long as you bring a friend Big Mom. But just be mindful, the damage at the end, it's still, like, getting around all the defects and stuff like that can be a bit of an issue. But I imagine you could use Legend Chopper, like I said, and then, like, Pudding to do the cooldowns, and then use Legend Chopper to get around the special bind and the bind, and then use like the Nami support for like a 1.3 times color affinity as well. So on to the next team now. We're using my boy Shanks Crew. Shanks Crew is still proven that he can get content done, and he can get it done well, mainly because he does work very, very well with our girl Big Mom. So when we get to stage 3, we come up against Toko now. Hopefully for this, like, one team in this particular video is going to take out Toko on the first turn. As long as I'm not a spoon, I hit my perfects. So I'm just going to focus for a second here. Hit my perfects to take out Toko on the... of course, I miss a perfect. Like, I was literally just saying I'm about to focus so that I can hit my perfects. Big Mom, can you just kill Toko, please? Yes, did it anyway. So once you take out Toko, you can just focus on the guys in the front. Make sure you do have your verse ability ready for the next stage. That is very, very important. as you do want to make sure that you can get those similar slots, as if you go to the final stage against Kamazo, he's just going to wipe all your orbs and give you that really annoying orb block. But obviously, we can abuse it, very similar to the Hawkins Forest. On stage 4 against Zoro and Gukimaru, they put up the 5 turns of defensive effects, which we can easily remove with our boy Jinbei. Jinbei's actually amazing for this content, mainly because he's an int unit that can remove those defensive effects. You could also use Queen. Queen is very, very good for this particular content as well. We have the support of Rayleigh on our Luffy Sanji. That way we can actually remove the despair that gets inflicted on this particular stage. Then what we want to do here is we want to use our Jinbei special to remove those annoying defensive effects. We can then use our BigMom special to give us a 2.25 times attack boost to our entire team. If you have the version of Luffy out, that's fine, because we do have the Liberal Hind as well. We're going to use the versatility of BigMom to get us those juicy Semler slots. We can then use the Chain Lock of Shanks. And then we can use the special of Robin to get a 3-turn color affinity boost to our int and our strength units. And with that, we should be able to take out both Zoro and Gukimaru easy peasy. Make sure you do hit your 3 perfects for BigMom. That way you can get the carrier of the orb effect for the next turn, and that is very, very important. When we move into the next stage against Kamazo, he is going to turn into a Psy unit, which is why BigMom is so damn strong for this. And then he's going to normally wipe our orbs, but because we have the Samler slots, we don't have to worry about that. He does give us 8 turns of bind and 5 turns of special blind, and that's where the special of Nami is absolutely amazing, as she can remove the special blind and the bind and give our Psy and quick unit, Psy and Dex units cooldown. So our Luffy Sanji gets cooldown. Now, if you don't have Sanji out, you can then switch and then use the Liberal Hind special. That will work fine. We are going to finish it off with our Luffy Sanji special to give us a 2.5 times attack boost, as we are getting that amazing overheal mechanic as well. And then we just want to hit with our int units last, and we should have enough damage to take out our boy Kamazo here. Beautiful. See you later. Now, on the res, Kamazo puts up the nullified damage, and with this particular team, we don't actually have a way of just bursting through it. So we are going to have to tank damage. So what we want to do on the first turn is switch into our crew. That way we can get a little bit of damage reduction. But because we have so much overheal with Luffy Sanji, we actually just can tank all the shots that Kamazo throws at us. With Luffy Sanji as well, they have hunger removal as their limit break, so they can help remove the hunger debuff on the second turn. So after turn 1, he gives us the extra damage and binds our crew members, and then he's going to give us that hunger debuff. So once we get the hunger debuff, we can switch to Shanks Crew to get the attack boost, and then we can just attack with our 2 captains. Unfortunately though, I didn't actually eat a meat orb with Shanks Crew because I'm an absolute spoon, so BigMom didn't kill. But as you can see, because of that overheal mechanic, we just have so much damage. We can tank so much damage and then take out Kamazo on that next turn. Easy peasy. Even without Luffy Sanji and the hunger debuff, you can still easily get around Kamazo, as he only comes back with 255,000 HP. And for the final team of the video, we are using the team that is as closest to the optimal team as I can possibly make it. Unfortunately, your boy doesn't have King, so if you do have King and Jack, you can easily replace Buggy and Shanks with King and Jack, and that way you can just easily clap this content. So once we get to this particular stage against Toko, we can actually use one of the verse abilities of our BigMom Kaido. That way we can actually get the damage through barriers. With that final shot with BigMom, we can actually just do so much damage to... Do you have Barrier Pen, actually? You do. So we're going to attack with you last. You actually have a lot of damage, and you can actually kill Toko. I'm actually going to keep Buggy available for us, though, just in case. I don't think it's an issue, but it should be fine. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make sure we kill the units in the front, take them out, easy peasy, with our normal taps, and then... Oh, crap. Was that my BigMom that had the barrier? Wait. This one. Beautiful. So that way we can actually just use the verse ability to break through her barrier with the final shot and just easily clap Toko and carry that verse ability into the next stage. Because it's a 3-turn buff, we can save our other verse moms versatility for the final stage, and that way we just maximize the speed for this particular team. And if you guys have King and Jack, you guys will be able to do it way quicker. So on the next stage against Zoro and Gukimaru, they're going to put up 2 turns of Gloom, but we can easily remove that with our Nami Shinobu, and with our Queen unit we can remove the defensive effects and get a 3 times chain lock. Before you use Onami and Shinobi special though, you do need to make sure that you use one of your Big Mom specials. That way you can actually get the full board of Semler slots and then use the Nami and Shinobi special to remove the Gloom. Otherwise, Nami Shinobi will actually rotate those block orbs, which will just minimize your damage significantly on the final stage. You really want to make sure you are hanging on to those Semler slots. With that, we can just easily hit our perfects. We can actually eat those meat orbs too, gobble them up with the perfects from Big Mom, which is just absolutely insane. Yes, we got a Crystal Skull. I'm running double stamina, so that's really good to see. The amount of healing Big Mom can get, as you can see, just with like eating the souls and then with the Semler slots, it's just so overpowered, man. I really, really enjoy using Big Mom. I actually enjoy using Big Mom a lot more than I enjoy using Kaido. On the final stage against a Kamazo, he does going to turn into a Psy unit for us, which is great because it makes Big Mom can just easily take him out. What we're going to do on this particular stage, we get the carryover effect of the Ore buff and the color affinity from Nami Shinobu and Big Mom. We can use our Shanks special. Now, with the support of Whitey Bay, of course I had to include a Shanks in here somewhere, right? With the support of Whitey Bay, we can actually remove all the bind and we get cooldown for our crew. Then we can use our Buggy special. Buggy is going to remove the special bind. And then we can use our Big Mom special. And our Big Mom special is going to give us the attack boost. With that, we're going to have a 2.5 times orb boost, a full board of Semler slots, a 2.25 times attack boost, and a 1.75 times color affinity. Now, the thing with this content is you can't use color affinity on the final stage. Otherwise, he will have an interrupt. And because of Nami and Shinobu's carryover effect, we can easily get around that. We also have an additional boost with Shanks as well. I couldn't really incorporate like a chain lock or something like that. So with that, we have so many different buffs for this particular team that we can just easily take out Kamazo. No issues whatsoever. Boom. And then Big Mom. Boom. Big Mom. Boom. So we don't even need to attack with Nami Shinobu. This team has just so much damage. And with King and Jack, it just has even more damage. As you can use King to remove the special bind and reroll your specials forward. And then Jack gives you an orb boost as well as getting the bind removal for 5 turns. On the res, we can use our other Big Mom versatility. And that way we can actually go through nullify damage, and because we get the carryover effect of our Big Mom special, we actually have a 2.5 times orb boost as well. Even though our units are blinded, our crew's blinded, we don't even have to worry about it, as we can literally just tap with both our Big Moms, and we can just say goodbye to our boy Kamazo. So that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and if you did, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me. If you're new to the channel too, consider hitting that big red subscribe button too. And for all you bloody legends that are already subscribers, consider hitting that juicy join button today, supporting your boy that little bit more. But wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Lights!